Hey everyone, me Kevin here with your morning stimulus update. Treasury Secretary Mnuchin has updates for us on stimulus and a counteroffer. Pelosi has updates for us, and there are numerous other updates, like me shaving, potentially today. We'll talk. Let's get started. Oh, and of course, don't forget to get your 2 free stocks with Webull. Deposit $100. They give you 2 free stocks worth up to $1,600. Link is down below. And separately, get life insurance in as little as 5 minutes, which you could Apple Pay and Android Pay for. You don't have to talk to anyone. First, we all know that Democrats have introduced the new HEROES Act, which I've completely broken down. I'll link that video down below as well. This new bill includes stimulus checks, unemployment pay, another round of PPP funding, EIDL grants, renters assistance, homeowners assistance, and much more. However, remember that step 1 is getting a plan. Step 2 is agreeing on that plan with the White House. That's where we are now via Steve Mnuchin. And step 3 is voting on the plan. We do not want to vote on the plan without doing step number 2, which is getting an agreement with the White House, because that would likely be a sign of the failure and breaking down and collapsing of negotiations. Keep that in mind. It's going to be important in just a moment. So here's the news. Steve Mnuchin spoke this morning. He expects to counteroffer Nancy Pelosi with a bill that is similar to the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal. Now, the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal did include 2 stimulus checks. We're not yet sure if Steve Mnuchin's plan will include 2 stimulus checks. However, we do expect Steve Mnuchin's plan to include an escalator clause like the Problem Solvers Caucus plan did. This is actually good news. The expectation is that Steve Mnuchin will counter Nancy Pelosi's $2.2 trillion plan with a plan that is $1.5 trillion, up from that $500 billion skinny proposal we saw, up from the $1.3 trillion we saw earlier, and that $1.5 trillion plan will include an escalator clause that says if the pandemic keeps raging on, then we might provide an additional $500 billion of stimulus, getting us really, really close, because that would mean Steve Mnuchin's plan would be $2 trillion next to Nancy Pelosi's $2.2 trillion plan. Here are a couple quotes from Steve Mnuchin. "We'll have a very reasonable response, something that's very similar to what has been proposed by the bipartisan plan of the Problem Solvers Caucus." He went on to say, "We're trying to see if both of us can manage a package that gets some of what everybody wants. We're trying to give it one more serious go. And I think we're hopeful that we can get this done." And this is so far very good news, because the larger Steve's package is, the happier Nancy will be. Steve Mnuchin also said this morning that the economy is doing much better than expected, but we still have work to do. This package, he said, will help the economy. Progress on vaccines and testing will also help. He says traditional economic models don't work, but I can tell you more fiscal response can help the economy. And the sooner we get these advances in testing and vaccines, the sooner we'll be able to recover. The biggest issue that Mnuchin has are with state and local government funding provisions in Nancy Pelosi's bill, which are significantly larger, about 40% larger than Steve Mnuchin and Republicans are okay with. Remember, Republicans are okay with around $250 to $275 billion. And Democrats are asking for $417 billion. Steve Mnuchin also wants liability protections, which did not make it into Nancy Pelosi's proposal. Nancy Pelosi has responded and said that it's not fair that Republicans snuck into the CARES Act a massive tax break for qualified investment properties, QIPs, for wealthier real estate landlords, and that the people, the normal people of the United States, are worth $2.2 trillion. Which, by the way, if you want to get wealthy in real estate as well, remember I've got an awesome real estate investing course down below. Back to Nancy Pelosi. We already know that Nancy Pelosi has previously rejected the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal. We also know that Treasury Secretary Mnuchin has not yet released his counteroffer, though he is expected to do so soon, and we'll see exactly what amounts Steve Mnuchin is including for unemployment. That is currently being proposed at $600 by Democrats, though Republicans expect there to be some limiters on that or potentially reduce that to $400. We will also hear more information on stimulus checks, where we expect Republicans will counter Democrats. Democrats currently say in their proposal that it would be acceptable for individuals with ITIN numbers and not necessarily legal individuals to get stimulus checks. Republicans are expected to counter on this. As a fallback, House Leader Steny Hoyer states today that he is preparing Democrats to vote today on the updated HEROES Act if there's no deal with Pelosi and Mnuchin. This would actually be very bad because we should only have a vote once Pelosi and Mnuchin have a deal. If the House votes without Mnuchin and the White House on board, the bill will likely be dead on arrival. This means today is a very big day in determining whether or not we get a stimulus package, and as a sign of good luck for this package happening, because today we're either going to know if it's going to happen or not, I'm tempted to shave as a preemptive sign of good luck, and secretly because Lauren's really pissed at me. Nancy Pelosi is showing that she also has an alternate option, which is not good news. She stated in a call this morning that it would be this option right here, this opportunity, won't be Democrats' last chance to provide coronavirus relief. That's not very good because Nancy Pelosi has previously suggested that she's willing to wait until January to provide the appropriate relief that we need because she believes that Biden will become president, Democrats might sweep the House and the Senate, and then they'd be able to provide the stimulus that they want to provide. This is not good news because it means we have to wait longer, and there's no guarantee that that would even happen in the future. It'd be nice to have just something signed off on now that everybody agrees on. Currently, we expect Nancy Pelosi and Steve Mnuchin to talk this afternoon. Furthermore, Steve Mnuchin says that $150 million worth of Abbott Labs tests will be delivered to nursing homes and schools soon. These are the $5 credit card-sized tests and are the quick-to-do and quick-to-respond tests. Steve Mnuchin says that these advances in testing will really create a boost for the economy. Steve Mnuchin has also cast doubt on a second wave, despite Dr. Scott Gottlieb, the former FDA commissioner, suggesting that we might see a second wave of COVID. Mnuchin casts doubt on this, saying that, well, as we do more testing, we'll see more cases. Speaking of which, yesterday we had 36,847 cases, which is fortunately the second day in a row that we are under 40,000 cases. This is very good news. I'm tempted to shave as a preemptive measure of good luck, knock on wood, that this bill happens today, because I feel like today we will either know that it happens or does not happen. And if we know that it does not happen, the stock market's not going to be very happy, and I probably need to shave anyway to not live with a very, very angry person. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate you continuing to support this channel. If you found this helpful, please consider sharing this, consider subscribing, get your life insurance, get your 2 free stocks. Check out the courses down below, and folks, we'll see you next time.